Hello and welcome to the United Stand. Manchester United have beaten Leicester City 2-0, and all I would say straight away is if you want to know how titles are won, then today is a massive indication of that. I'm not going to get carried away. We had 9 points this time last season, and we'd had two away games and 1 home game. This season we've had 2 home games and 1 away game. We've got 9 points, but the difference between last season and this season is huge. We've not conceded any goals. That save from De Gea at the end of the Leicester game there, when the game was already won and that goal wouldn't have made any difference, typifies United's mentality this season. I want to keep a clean sheet. I am a world-class goalkeeper. I may not have had anything to do all game, but I'm going to make a save right at the end that matters. And with 20 minutes to go in that game, or whatever time it was that Rashford scored, I think many of us were starting to think, is this the problem from last season? Is this coming up again? A penalty. You know, Michael Oliver gave us a penalty. It's not even Christmas and Michael Oliver gave us a penalty. Lukaku steps up and he misses it, and we start to think, is this last season all over again? But no, it isn't, because something's changed at Manchester United. Just like West Ham last year, when we drew with them at home, this year we beat them 4-0 at home. Leicester, we beat them 4-0, we beat them 2-0. That's irrelevant, but I think the way this game was going, it was looking like, oh, it's going to be one of those days. Mata's goal was onside, given offside. Lukaku misses a penalty. Leicester better in the second half, and we're a bit wasteful on the ball. But we get the 2 goals, and that is what... If we'd not got the points today, if we'd drawn that game, we all would have been really disappointed. Which, again, I think it's the mentality of the fans that Mourinho is feeding through into the team. That whatever happens, we've got to come away with 3 points today. And I mean, when you're talking to me about man of the match, it's very, very difficult because unlike the last 2 weeks where I think there was multiple options for it, I think today various people played okay, various people played well, but nobody really was spot on brilliant. So to give man of the match, I'm going to give it in a minute, but it wasn't as easy as it has been. But I said this morning on the stream that I did, that to be honest with you, I'm sort of pleased with that result today. 4-5-0 would have been great, and it would have been, yeah, massive warning to everyone and everything like that. But I think that game today actually showed up a lot of the problems that United still have. And I'd be amazed if Mourinho isn't sat there tonight with a glass of red going, I think I need to delve into the transfer window. I think I've got a fantastic opportunity of winning the title this year, but in different games that we wouldn't have won that today. I think against a better side, we might not have won that today. Not because we're not good enough, but just because when we had the ball, especially in the first half, and especially down the right-hand side, but also down the left, we created fantastic opportunities to put a cross in, and we haven't got anybody to do it. Get in that transfer market and sign somebody who can do it, because we don't have anybody at the moment who can put a decent cross into the box. If we add that to what we've already got, it's something we don't have that makes us better in that area. On top of all the great things we've got, I think we'll win the league. I think we're going to win the league anyway, but I think why refuse adding something that we don't have? Valencia is a very consistent, hard-working fan favourite. He was atrocious today. His crossing was absolutely embarrassing, and he had loads and loads of opportunities to put the cross in. And it got to the point in the second half where he was refusing to put the cross in and playing a simple pass because he just can't do it. Aurier is about to go to Spurs. He can put a cross in. Why are we not in for him? I'm not saying he should get... Well, yeah, why shouldn't he play instead of Valencia? You know, we do need a crosser of the ball. Whether it's a fullback or not, I actually prefer a winger. But I think we've got to... You know, I said this last week, I said it the week before. The time to improve is when you're in a strong position. We are top of the league. We are top of the league. We are top of the league because we are the best team in the league. We have got a goal difference of 10. We've conceded nothing. We've got 9 points. All our rivals have dropped points. We are in a very, very strong position. Go and make us stronger. Go and get that player in, and I guarantee you we can win this title. We can do it. I'm not running away. I'm not going to run away. I'm not going to get overexcited because last season we did have 9 points and we've got 9 points now. We've just got to build the momentum. I thought it was very interesting. Look, I love Anthony Martial. I wasn't surprised by his performance today because I think starting a game and coming on for the last 20 minutes of a game when there's space is very, very different. I thought Martial played well today. I thought Rashford played well last week. I thought Rashford played well coming off the bench, and obviously Martial's done that. We're fortuitous that we've got 2 young, exciting flair players that at the moment we can just swap them around, and basically you've got 90 minutes of a really good player. I thought Martial played well. I thought Rashford came on and got the goal, just like Martial's done for the last 2 weeks. Who do you start? Does it really matter? Let them share the role. Very, very positive about those two. I think you've got to start thinking that I said before the game that it's been almost like if you could write to start to the season, you wouldn't go far wrong with this one. And then when you're 1-0 and you've got the game won, and Lingard does a pretty average cross and it goes in off Fellaini's knee, basically a Lingard assist and Fellaini winner, you know something's going right. And I found it as funny as I found it a relief, because it put it beyond Leicester at that point. But everything's going right for us at the moment. I mean, that save from De Gea at the end was probably the highlight of the game. It was better than both goals. It was just a brilliant, brilliant save. Everything's going right for us. We will have moments where it doesn't go right. But to be honest with you, for 70 minutes today, it wasn't going right. And we forced a result. We forced a result that last season we wouldn't have got a result from. And I think, actually, I don't know what you lot think, but I think today's result is more impactful than the 4-0s. Because the 4-0s were like cherry on the cake, oh, look at that, we've blown them away. Today, Leicester aren't a bad side. I think Leicester will finish mid-table. I don't think Leicester will be anywhere near the bottom like they were last year. They're a decent side. They nearly beat Arsenal last week. We kept a clean sheet, and we didn't stop. We kept going and we kept going and we kept going. And Leicester are a very good defensive side as well. So I think that result today is way more impactful than the 4-0s, because it actually showed that when we were up against it, we've still come out and won comfortably. And that's what titles are won. It'd be interesting. At 8 o'clock, we're going live with the Skype show, so you can call in and give us your thoughts on it. But I detect that there'll be some United fans not happy tonight, and I think that's actually very good. I think it's really good, because that's what titles are made of. Winning when, you go, oh, this wasn't as good as the 4-0s, but we've still won 2-0 against a decent side and we've not conceded. So I'm very, very happy with it. Another night of watching Match of the Day as well. Man of the match. Okay, well, man of the match we'll come to. Player ratings. I'm going to give De Gea an 8. Just simply for that save. It was world class. Absolutely world class. Nothing to really do in the whole game. But a collective 8, because the save was fantastic. Valencia gets a 6. I didn't think Valencia played very well today, and his crossing was awful. Bailly and Jones, 7s for me. Didn't put a foot wrong, played really well. Blind, 6. Again, he should be putting better crosses than he did. And he got absolutely torn apart by Mahrez on a couple of occasions. Luke Shaw, get yourself back fit over the international break, please. Matic, I would give an 8. I think he ran the midfield like characters all the time. Very, very good performance from Matic. Pogba, 7.5. Nearly an 8. Second half, he went quiet, and I got a bit fed up of his shooting in the first half. It was a little bit wasteful, but did run the midfield very well with Matic. They're a revelation at the moment. I feel so sorry for Herrera. What price Herrera leaving? Can't even get on the pitch. Fellaini comes on ahead of him. Player of the season last year. Mourinho loved him. Can't even get on the pitch now. Brings Fellaini on instead. What's going on there? Interesting. Maybe someone wants to call in about that later. Martial, 7. I thought Martial played well in difficult circumstances where there was no space. Mata, 8. Played very, very well. Lukaku, 6. Missed the penalty. A couple of bad layoffs. Worked really, really hard. He'll have good games. He'll have bad games. Mkhitaryan, 6. Didn't play that well, but still got another assist from the Rashford goal. So, man of the match. Oh, sorry. Rashford got a goal. You've got to give him a 7. Lingard and Fellaini, 6. Even though they got a goal and assist, it didn't really have a long enough to do anything. And there was a lot of space in the game for them to do stuff. Man of the match for me was between Mata and Matic. I'm going to give it to Mata. I thought Mata was fantastic today. I know he came off around 70 minutes because he was tired, but he was all over the pitch. His passing was great. I would have put... I just want to say this in final, because it doesn't matter and it's right at the end, so it doesn't really matter. I didn't want Lukaku to take the penalty. If you watch the watch along, I didn't want him to. Xander did. The reason I don't want Lukaku taking penalties, he's not a technique player. He's a powerful player who's going to score us a lot of goals. But from a penalty, you've got to have the technique that when a goalkeeper like Schmeichel moves a yard off his line and moves before you're at the ball, you've got to have the intelligence to see that happening and change your mind and pass it into the bottom corner. And I don't think... Lukaku's not technical like that. He can't do it. You know, I don't think Matic could do it. I don't think Rashford can do it. Pogba can do it. Mata can do it. and I think Martial could have done it. I would have had those 3 ahead. And the other thing I would like to say about Lukaku is, look at his last few penalties. They all go in the corner that Schmeichel saved, apart from one that was central. You cannot have a striker in an important game like that was today, paid the money he is, playing for Manchester United, consistently putting the ball in the same corner. If you're, I could have been in goal today and saved that, because I would have gambled he would have put it there and I would have saved it. He's got to mix it up, and he didn't. He went exactly where he always goes, and he didn't have the technique to see that Schmeichel moved and put it in the other corner. So, Mourinho might have told Lukaku to take the penalties. That's Mourinho's fault. I would have put Pogba on it, I would have put Mata on it, and they would have strolled up, they'd have seen Schmeichel move, and they'd have passed it in the other corner. It didn't matter at the end of the day. But again, it's just picking fault or picking the negative in something when you're in a very strong position. Because you know what? We might be away to Arsenal at Christmas or at home to Arsenal at Christmas. It's the last 10 minutes. We get a penalty in a hard-fought game, and we need that penalty to go in. I don't really want Lukaku taking him unless he's going to mix up his penalties. But I'm not worried about Lukaku. He's had a very good start to the season. He causes defenders a lot of problems. It's not always about him scoring goals. It's about what he does. Very, very happy. Very, very happy with the results. Very happy with the points. Get calling in at 8 o'clock. It's your show at Skype Goldbridge at 8 o'clock. Give us your thoughts. Thanks for watching.